is the Paralympic Games and World Champion, but we're moving to the track as Prudnikov did not improve. Now, there's been a series of late changes to the start list in this, so we'll just have to wing this, I fear. CASOLI and Hiromichi are the first two in this men's 5,000 metres T54 semi-final. And the man with the silver helmet, 2 golds, 1 silver so far this week. The golds in the 10,000 and 400, the silver in the 800 from Marcel Hug. Next up is Richard Colman of Australia. Not sure why they've mixed up the start list from the 2 semi-finals here, but that's exactly what's happened.
We were expecting CASOLI and Colman to be in the next semi-final, weren't we? But they've, like you say, they've just thrown them all up and seen where they've come down.
Dupont of Canada, Blichfeldt of Denmark. The great Hong Sukman of Korea is in lane 7, and this is Akachai Janton of Thailand. It's very unusual for a start list to change so dramatically shortly in advance of a big race, but that's what's happened here. Anyway, it's the first 3 who go through and the 4 fastest losers. So it's CASOLI of France. It'll be a big home favourite here. Bronze 2012, 2011. It's Hiromichi, Hug, Colman, Dupont, Blichfeldt, Hong and Janton are the 8 in this semi-final. 3 who'll progress. 9:53, the world record set by Marcel Hug in his home Switzerland and Arbon Mac in 2010. And he has the championship record as well, which I fancy, if it doesn't go today, will certainly go in the final tomorrow. It's been a good start from the Australian here. Colman moves out in front. Hug just behind him. And on the outside, Sukman Hong. Colman is holding his own quite nicely for now. Janton trying to make a little bit of ground also. This 5,000 metres, 12.5 laps of the track. And Hug goes in the inside, and it'll be very much a la the Tour de France peloton. Various riders will have their turn at the front, and with at most 600 to go, perhaps 200, that's when the real racing will begin. But Marcel Hug, well, he's such a beast that it's quite unfair to mention his name without occasionally mentioning David Ware, because he's not here this week, and it was, well, really one of the personal battles in London 2012, Hug and Ware. But Ware is elected to concentrate solely on the anniversary games, which are happening in London next Sunday at the Olympic Stadium, and he's also helping out heavily in the promotion of that too in the coming week.
Now, the thing with Marcel Hug is, although he's a very, very fast man, he is not a great tactician. He's not a great winner, and that's why David Weir kept beating him. And Marcel Hug, there was a meeting in Switzerland where in 4 days he set 4 new world records all over different distances. So he's a great man for going fast in world records when he's not challenged. But sometimes in a race like this, when it can get tactical, he's been found wanting, because coming into this championships, even though he's an absolute legend in the sport, he'd only won 2 gold medals.
Well, leading the way here for Australia is Richard Colman, then it's CASOLI of France, and then it's Hong Sukman of Korea, and Janton Ejai of Thailand is 4th, but there's really nothing between them at the moment. There's 10 laps to go, 4,000 metres, with 20% into the race, and there's still quite a distance remaining in this first semi-final, the men's 5,000 metres T54. It was gold for Hug in the 10,000, and he got it into the 400 as well, so you'd have thought 800, good opportunity, but a man who's not actually in this field for the 5,000, Kim Gu-dai, put pay to that with absolutely scintillating finish. Cannot deny that. It's a great victory. And now having his turn at the front is Hong Sukman, who's a world record holder at different distances here. It's the Korean who's leading them out. Janton, maybe wearing French colours, but representing Thailand. He's second, now in first as Hong Sukman glides alongside. Marcel Hug goes up into second place, but there's no jostling for position. They're all taking their turn, and very shortly Hug will be in the lead. At least you can assess for the moment whether it's 200 metres or 400 metres, which everybody is having their turn at the front.
Marcel Hug looking very, very comfortable in second place. He's got by far and away the fastest personal best in this, 9:53.05. Nobody else has got in under 10 minutes for this event, but his season's best is a lot slower, 10:15.67. And if you're looking for the best season best, that is still the best of all of them. Richard Colman of Australia has a good time of 10:09.49, his personal best, but his season's best is much slower than that.
Well, we have an extra viewer here. I don't know Natalia Dannenberg, but I think you do.
Natalia Dannenberg, she's in charge of the social media of the IPC. Am I still your favourite co-commentator, says Natalia, or is Will Downing taken over? Natalia, who's watching this back in Bonn, you are still my favourite co-commentator. Oh, she says, great work, both of you. Thanks very much, Natalia.
Well, that's okay. Pierce O'Callaghan's still my favourite co-commentator, so...
there we go.
We're doing well here. It's still Hug who's in the lead here, by the way. For Switzerland, there'll be 8 laps to go after this.
Cowbells every time he goes past.
Well, there won't be any more because the marksman has just knocked it down to 7 laps to go, but it's Hug who's in front. Colman remaining in second place, Hong is in third, and then we've got CASOLI. All 8 are still well in contention, and really it'll only be in the final 2 laps that it's all decided this.
Richmond Colman, born in Stavanger actually, in Norway, competes for Australia. Born with spina bifida, competed for the first time at the Athens Paralympics when he won a gold in the men's 800 metres T53.
Slow as always in the first semi-final. It's in the second that we might see an extra little bit of pace. Now we've just had the proper start list dropped in front of us as well, and I'm not sure why there was a correction. Maybe there was a need just to even it out a little better, and that there wouldn't be an unfairly stacked heat in either semi. There's Colman who's in front here. Hong is second, and now it's CASOLI who's third. Hug is in fourth, and they're winding the way round with 6 laps to go. That's 2,400 metres. Colman has had his turn at the front, and back he will slide.
He had a very busy London Paralympics, did Richard Colman. He won gold in the men's 800 T53, 2 bronze medals in the men's 400 T53 and 4x400, and he also came 7th in the men's 200 metres T53. So this is a man who competes in events from 200 up to 5,000, so that's quite a range.
Well, now back in the lead is Jan Ton. The crowd are very much enjoying what they're seeing here. Now you can see on the runway, by the way, Lemeunier is set to have his final attempt for Portugal in the men's F20 long jump, and we'll show you that later. We've got 5 laps to go here in this first semi-final, and still very much a case of taking turns. Colman is having his now ahead of Hug and progressing very, very nicely too. Hug will be in front next. Nobody's decided to have a Tatiana McFadden style burst at the front, and probably that's the best way. There's no medals for this. Nobody's going to extend themselves terribly too much. It is the first 3 who go through, and the next 4 fastest losers, so it is possible that 7 of these 8 could make it through. Cowbells are ringing very well here for Hug as he hits the front.
And a few people asking why the first of the semi-finals is always slower than the second. Well, what happens with the second is that some of the competitors think, hey guys, if we all work together, we can get a lot of us through into the final, because we can make sure that our semi is a lot faster, and then collectively they'll all work together and lots more of them will get into the semi-final, because they'll have a target, they'll know what they've got to beat, and the way they're going tactically here with Hug just leading them down the back straight, this is a slow semi-final. So when the draw comes out, the athletes hope they're going to be in the second semi-final, but these guys didn't get that luxury. As they come round, cowbells again, but Hug at the moment tucked in second place behind the Frenchman. Julien CASOLI. We were expecting him to be in the second semi-final. Now he's moved out into lane 2, and he's hoping Marcel Hug's going to come through, and Marcel Hug is not coming through. He's saying, no, you stop out in lane 2, and now Hug does come through.
Well, there's 3 laps to go now, and Hug takes the front and looks comfortable, but the real racing has still realistically yet to begin here. CASOLI is trying to look comfortable. There's a bit of a move on the outside. Colman has moved up also. The Canadian is tucked in, Alexandre Dupont right now. Well, Hug might be in a very happy position to remain where he is now. There'll be 2 laps to go shortly, and Hug is precisely where he wants to be, right out in front. Coming on the outside now, though, is Hong of Korea. And Hug remains up there at the front. CASOLI second. Now there's 2 laps to go. On the outside is Hong. It's building slowly. The Japanese tucked in inside. Hiromichi is in 4th place. And I'm not sure Hug will be giving way here. But it is the top 3 who go through. And maybe Hug won't mind where he is, as long as he finishes up there.
Marcel Hug, who's already taken the 10,000 metres T54 title on the thrilling first afternoon here in Lyon. The Swiss Silver Bullet cruised home in the last 100 metres to take gold in just over 23 minutes, well outside his own world record, but ahead of Sho Watanabe of Japan and John Paul Campari of Canada. And there's 500 metres to go in this, the 5,000 metres.
And Hug holding his line, holding his position as well in the lead at the moment, but now a challenge coming up alongside from Hong Sukman, and also further on the outside now is Richard Colman of Australia as they hit the bell, and now the real racing can begin, and Hug on the inside, Hong Sukman on the outside, Colman even further, he's in lane 3 at the moment, trying to get out of the way, trying hard not to be boxed in as Hiromichi of Japan, but it's Hong at the moment, and it's Hug on the inside. It's a good surge up by Janton of Thailand too, and there's a real surge by CASOLI of France on the outside. Maybe he might be able to take an automatic place as well in the top 3. Hug is defending his line at the moment on the inside, and Hong won't go away either, and neither will CASOLI. And because they've all moved out, it's given an opening for Janton to come through in second place, but CASOLI's moving up alongside Hug, and Colman as well. It'll be those 3. It'll be Hug, it'll be CASOLI, it'll be Colman, and they look to be the 3 automatic qualifiers to me. And Janton wasn't too far away either, but I think he was just pushed back in 4th place. And we'll have to wait for now. It's the 4 fastest losers who go through. That was a really good race, actually, in the end. CASOLI's been given second place behind Hug. Not very much between them in the end, realistically. It was only 1300ths of a second. Hug taking it, CASOLI in second place. And it's going through the final finish for 3rd and 4th. But Hug, as soon as he hit the front with about 900 to go, you might have thought that he would have eased away, but he's a real competitor here, Hug. And he didn't want to let go, and he stayed in front pretty much all the way through. Just glided well, nicely on the inside. Janton is wearing the French colours, not the French man. And he has been given 4th with Colman 3rd. Very little between them in the end. Dupont down in 5th. It's a real glide between 3rd and 6th in the end. Realistically, 2nd and 6th. And if you look very carefully, it's right on the axle of the wheel, right in the middle. That is what decides it, and Marcel Hug was the first there. 10:58.74, he's nice and comfortably through to the final. And a shot at the 3rd goal, and you've heard the car bells, and now you can see them too, and you can see the reason why. Marcel Hug, very, very nicely done indeed. Well, we're not that far from the Swiss border, really, and that's a good reason why there's so many Swiss support here, but Hug is through, CASOLI 2nd, Colman 3rd, and Janton, Hong, Dupont, Hiromichi will have to wait. Flag felt already.